everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is just going to be a short garden update. I will be showing you a little bit of the good, the bad, and the ugly in this episode, or video I should say. So we'll start with the ugly. So let's go on in and show you what we've been doing and what's growing and what's not. So right here's the ugly. This is the beans. As you can see, germination was not good. Now, we have been just getting pummeled by rain here. So I can either think it's because the seeds may be rotted out, but I also was using 3-year-old seeds that I saved from the beans 3 years ago. So I don't know if it's the weather or it's the old seeds. This half I did weed out and replant. That side I still have to replant, but we're supposed to get some bad storms tomorrow again. And none of these beds have had time to dry out. We are still in spring weather. I know most of the country is getting like record highs. Not here. We have still been stuck in spring. Today is supposed to be almost 80. It's like a summer day. Finally, for us here. But anyways, they've just been so wet, and the nights have still been getting into the 50s. So as we show more of the garden, some of the warm weather stuff just has not quite taken off yet because of the weather here. So anyway, that's the ugly. And that's all we have for the ugly, which is a good thing, but this is the worst bean germination and bean bed I've ever grown, but we'll replant them. We still got time. Now we're going to show you the bad. The bad is our Brussels sprout, cabbage, and pea bed. It all looks good, but there's a critter that's getting in here and just mauled all the peas, half of the Brussels sprout plants, some of the cabbages, but not all. Some peas are starting to flower, but with how many have been eaten, I don't know what to do. Those are shelling peas. You need a lot. So I don't know if I should rip them out and replant, because we're not going to get much. The Brussels sprouts, they should bounce back. They'll grow new leaves and everything, so they should be fine. But that's the bad. I don't know what it is. It's not a deer. Usually when I see something like that, I think it's a deer. There was no deer prints, and when a deer gets in here, it usually walks all around, and I find footprints everywhere. And I found little poop from whatever it is. So I think it's a groundhog that I saw the other day. But I will put a live trap in here and try to catch it and go release it a couple miles away. So that's the bad. Now good is pretty much the rest of the garden. The strawberries have been producing like crazy. And they are just delicious. We have already got some in the freezer. Oh, that's so good. To make strawberry syrup. So that's the strawberries, but you can see they're just, we got to come back out and pick again today, but there's ones ready all over in there. We'll go on to the next bed. Whatever got in here did chew off some of the beet tops as well, but I'm still waiting for the bunching onion flowers to open up so we can save the seeds from them. We got all the carrots. I did thin one row. There's one thinned out row in here. We'll see if thinned out row does better than a not thinned row. It just, I planted a second round of radishes, but they're not doing anything, so I'm going to pull them out. The broccoli, we actually have heads forming down in there. So it shouldn't be long and we should have broccoli head. And then the lettuce keeps growing and I keep having salads. We'll go on to the next bed here. This is one of 2 pepper beds. The peppers are not getting, they've gotten a little bigger, but with how much rain and not warm, they just have not quite taken off yet. One we actually had rot out from how wet it's been. Then we got some red onions here. I actually thinned out all the white onions and I'm going to transplant them in between the pepper rows here. So we got that yet to do later today. You've seen the beans. Here's the determinate tomatoes. San Marzanos, a cherry right here. Gotta tie it back up. And then some Romas. These are starting to take off and they're just getting stocky. So the tomatoes are doing well. That bed. And this is the indeterminate bed. I have not pruned or staked these up yet. You can see they are starting to just get bushy. But I'm going to show you in a video later today. I'm going to make another video on how I prune it, stake it. But we actually have a pretty good sized one coming already. So that's the tomatoes. The herbs are looking great. We are going to cut some herbs off later this evening, start drying some out. The blueberries are still alive, so that's a plus. The chive, I can't call it a plant anymore. It's like a bush now. That just took off. And then we got more good. And that's the corn. The corn is looking great. So here in Minnesota, I don't know how it is the rest of the country, but Minnesota, we always say corn needs to be knee-high by 4th of July. Well, it's already there, and 4th of July is still like 10 days away, 11 days away. So I'm very happy with that, having never grown corn before. The potatoes are looking good. There's a couple potatoes that didn't sprout up, but some of them were from last year that I saved in the house. Now we go on to the zucchinis and the cucumbers. Remember, I planted cucumbers from seed. This one's getting there, but the zucchinis are starting to get big. We have a few growing, and they grow fast, so it shouldn't be long as that one was pollinated, which it looks like it was. Then we move on to the other onion and pepper bed. So these are all the white onions that I went through and thinned. Remember, this half was, I just planted seed. These were transplanted. But you can just see how wet it is. Which onions like that? But the peppers, not so much. And these ones are starting to flower like crazy. These, I think, are the peppercini. But the plants just aren't as big as I would like them with that much fruit on them. Then we got a couple cabbages and an eggplant. This is our first year ever growing an eggplant. We don't know if we're going to like it. And we have some flowers coming. And I guess this is kind of, you can consider this an ugly bed right now. But these are the cantaloupe and watermelon. And they like heat. So if it finally gets to summer here, These should take off. That's pretty much it for the update. Oh, we have not shown you this yet, but we have a pumpkin patch slash garden that's in the back of the house. So we'll take you back there and show you the pumpkin area for the first time. So see you back there. So this is our pumpkin patch back here. This is in the backyard of our house, not protected from deer or anything. So when the deer get in here, they will chew down whatever they want, especially when the pumpkins start turning orange. But have not showed you this before, so there's our little pumpkin patch. Thanks for watching, and we'll hope to see you on the next video. Bye.